Hello and welcome. It is that of the 14th of May, 2021, 9:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome. All bets trades amongst alike at each his own risk to their own reward. Bitcoin. Let's do multiple time frames, but let's start out within the monthly first and then keep working back. Price action used to be down here at the $3 range, and it was even cheaper than that before. Yeah. Back in the day, I called it a shit coin. Other people did too. I don't know how many of those other people still do today. Some people may think it's shitty. But Peter Schiff, rather, he probably calls it that too as well. I haven't listened to him in a couple of years, but it's interesting listening to him. But he has a product where he sells like gold difference stuff like that. What I think is really cool is he'll accept the like with the BitPay stuff like that. He'll accept Bitcoin even though he never has to see it. More merchants I think should. And I also find it interesting. We're still not a day and age where I look at YouTube vloggers over and over and over again. How many of them? We're not talking about the Bitcoin people or any of the left wingish kind of movement, if you will. That's not that community. In fact, exclude that community for this comment. How many are talking about Bitcoin, accepting Bitcoin? A few here and there. I've seen so many ways of looking at vloggers on the internet where they've missed out on uh, on getting free Bitcoin. Really, you don't have to get. Wow, what a way to start a Bitcoin portfolio. You don't have to put anything into it. I pretty much was that way too. That's how I started. People actually were giving me gifts, and then I bought into it afterwards as well. But yeah, I don't know why they don't do that. Because I know the amount of people, percentage-wise, you won't get as many people that would have Bitcoin, but some would. I'm looking at people like, geez, I get like a few hundreds of people here and there that can watch videos and my videos, and I'm seeing people like 7,000, 20,000, 100,000 viewers. And I've even talked to a few people here and there, and one person I think will email me, and um, but just even ways of lost sales. Because I'm the type of person, if you want to sell something to me, if you want to sell me something with a credit card, I have to give my private key, that's CSV, three digits, of course, too. Wow, yeah. Number is, I have to give it. I just don't like doing that on the internet. I really don't. But the private, not private, not like giving that either. Public keys. Oh, I don't. You get that every time I send you funds. I don't mind you seeing my public key. Um, But to send via that to your public key that you tell me to send it to, of course, and that's a different story. There's been many, many situations where it's like, including just recently, one person comes up and says, I'm selling these hockey cards or sports cards. But there's no accept via cryptos, and I moved on and I didn't buy anything on them. But had there been an accept, and it gets tricky on that too because good luck getting me to send you Bitcoin. Seriously, good luck on that. I don't want to send you Bitcoin unless you give me a good deal or something. Bitcoin's fees are too high, and I think that's going to be a long-term problem. It's just my thinking, but it's going to be a problem. Oh, Litecoin, Doji. Heck, if it was only Dash, I could buy Dash, and I'd go on the exchange. I don't own Dash right now, but I'd be like, okay, I'll buy some Dash, then on the exchange, then I'll withdraw to my wallet, then I'll buy what I need to buy, and then with the remainder Dash I have, I'll either just hold it in the wallet or I move it back to the exchange and turn it to something else, either or. Not like it costs much to take the Dash off exchanges or my wallet. Because a lot of these other cryptocurrencies have better fees. Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Dogecoin, Theta. Oh, it'd be cool if Theta becomes a normal way of sending funds. But as it goes, you get these moves, the X up and down moves become smaller, I think, and should be, as more participation comes in within the Bitcoin market. Exclude the volume in here because, well, dollars were cheaper and Bitstamp was more popular back then. So I don't see this as declining volume, but I think it'd be much increasing, that is. But anyway, that being said, That means the amount of moves you have. Like here, oh, we have like a 17,000. Okay, this was like a 6-6 move. And this was even a bit bigger than that. This was like 8 to 10. The moves become smaller. I mean, maybe best we're going to get 5 to 4, 4 to 5 times X. If it's successful move still in play, that is. How many higher lows is this going to make? How many higher highs? We have a little high that hits the 18. Have another high, hits the 18. Have another high, hits the 18. A lower high hits the 18. Higher high. And you can even discount this. And I think kind of should. So if that, and even this you can discount too as well. So key high, key high, key low, key low. Whatever, no matter what this high happens to be, it's going to be a key high. It's just now at this level, it's beyond lower level of cheesiness, not that much at all. Because one of the things I talk about on breakouts and breakdowns is for me to look at this on a technical level. I want to see this up just right in the sense I don't want to be up too much or too little. This is too little right now. When you compare this high, and of course I think it's going to break that high, but how many of them is going to happen? Okay. One thing that does concern me again with Bitcoin is the fees again. Hey, it's like 18 bucks maybe. I haven't checked it in a couple days or 3 days, but I know it's still probably really high. Just doesn't make, it's just way high. And it's going to get higher. On the weekly chart, holding in there within the 18. Excitation of the 18 average was in here. Doing so in October and doing so at around 10,000, 11,000. Didn't touch the 18 at all in here until now. So these corrections were short-lived. This one is longer-lived. Hence, why it has touched the 18 average, or it's trading within the 18 average band. But what it's also doing is establishing support resistance, much more noticeable on the daily term time frame. When you look at it from I guess from February the 8th, February the 9th, since this rally day of 19.45% up, February 8th, that is over 3 months. Price action has pretty much been in the exact same area. So if it's at the stage where, oh, it's at like 69,070, you're seeing it break what has been a key level, probably a good chance it's a good buy situation for short-term and intermediate-term time frames. But the same thing can be stated, law of polarity, if it breaks to the downside. So what's key support? Question mark. Let's get the answer. Well, it hit support in this range here. February 23rd to that of 28th in a range between 43.2 and 45. We haven't seen price action below 45 since the breakout on March the 1st. Established this level of support here, and it retested it on the 18th of April, failing below that a few days later. Thus, it's hit this low, but it was above this one. So we've had leaving, when we entered the rally on April 26th, it had 3 areas of major support. 45 mid, where we are now at about 50. And then, of course, we're just hit at 47, we'll call it. We hit that 47 again just a couple days ago. And it's been not doing much. But if you want to, the way I look at it is, it might not look like much originally, but this could be quite a bit in here. You have a situation, you come up, you retest this resistance, correct nicely. And then we have this playing around with the 18. This was an interesting day in here. Immediately corrects back, has this breakout rally. This is where it was supposed to go off. It didn't. It's where it was supposed to, though. this level of established resistance in here. And you have this breakout. And a couple pause days in here. Good buying days, which turned out to be losing buying days. At least for this type of trade strategy, because you'd be looking to sell quick on gains. You're definitely not going to look to hold losses for too long unless you be stopped out. But it failed immediately. And then a chance to rally from here. But you can tell just by this height of this low that it's just not getting above the 61.8% level. It needs to do this area as support for a significant period of time or a decent breakout above it. Not doing that. So within this significant resistance leaving the 18, definitely cautionary, should be more cautionary that it looks like they just might maybe be testing some of these areas. And I mean, they can be fast and they can be deep. And of course, that's if it happens. And it's going to be in this range until it's going to be in this range. So you're at the lower end, you can make it to the upper end, middle end, all that, yada, 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 until it's, of course, as long as it's in the range, it'll do that. So therefore, a little bit of a failed breakout here. Even recently, a little bit more of that as well. And I'm not talking about the 2 days in here on May the 4th and 5th. For the 4th, you have a significant down day, down near 7%, and then you get it all back, and a bit more, microscopically a bit more the next day on the 5th. That's a bullish pattern setup, especially when your general trend has been that of an uptrend. How do we follow that? Well, the next 3 or 4 days look pretty darn near good, because you correct within the 18 on the 6th and 7th, and there's your breakout, excitation of the 18 average of highs on the 8th. It pauses it for a day, and then the near day, it's like, okay, what's going on here? We shouldn't be doing this, and then you pause that bad day, boom, down it goes. And now you've only had this little bit of pausing in here, and it can still even rally up to some, let's say, 8, 9, 10%, and still it's going to be a lower high to this, and you can still got to give this selling day credit that it hasn't failed yet. If it does just such a thing like 8%. And that is what makes things very, very interesting. I mean, once you break the range to one side or another, here going down, you could be seeing like 38, 40, like 20, no, not 40, but 35, 30, 20, pretty quick. Breaking this to the upside, we're looking, I think, between 125 to 250. And how long we're in this, and it's a tight range when you look at it from this perspective. I mean, the box size for this is pretty thin, or tiny. Especially, but it's not like it's been smaller before. I remember just talking back in here how small it's been. Overall, though, the market has been fantastic this year. Of course, it's been going up and everything. But I've been doing a lot of fantasy hockey, as a lot of people watching this video or watching this channel would realize, as there was somewhere around here, I was thinking, okay, I think I can win this hockey game. I just thought one day, okay, if I play this way, then I'm like, yeah, then I do statistical research and computer programming, rather. Okay, then I figure out that is, so during this whole time, up until, when did the Stanley Cup play? Up until March 11th, up until here, the hockey season was in play. And crypto trading wasn't too exciting, which worked out because I was just focusing my time on the hockey. And then the lockdown happened and there was no sports, so this move actually made, for a short period of time, crypto was relatively volatile. But it slowed down a little bit heading into summer, which was, the hockey season resumed on July 1st, I believe, early July. It wasn't August, no. August it ended. It started right here. And it ended here. So during this time frame, markets weren't too volatile, and I was doing a lot of fantasy work. It worked out fantastic, and we did, because I spent a lot of time doing fantasy and very little trades. Sometimes I go like 7, 8 days, maybe 5, 6 days without making a single trade. Because, oh, hardly anything moves. So 4% day, it was a big day for like whichever random altcoin. And then the hockey season restarted back here. So this is the off season. And cryptos are moving with its uptrend a lot, and now things are going more exciting. And well, during this run, it has been amazing during the sideways action. Because other coins are still moving. The amount of trades that I make are quite a bit. I made a bit today as well, not too many today, but some. Dogecoin has had some nice moves recently, which has been pretty cool. Hadara. Let's quickly give you a quick view of Hadara. This is against Bitcoin. These moves up and down are pretty cool. See this go from like, oh, 230 up to like 700 change, back down to like 500. Yeah, the volatility could be bigger, but you know what? It's going to have its moments. And these are the moments that it's had in the past. I mean, what a beautiful setup this was back in time. Oh, showing strength at the 18 average of highs at like, from 136 to like, 200. And then, okay, let's have some fun. So you literally here on this day, which is on January 19th, have a low of 165, and then the next day have a high of 326. And then, okay, let's break out on March the 4th at a low of 254. And then a few days later, let's go to 759 on the 15th. But here, it was like up 39%, and it was up more. In fact, I did pretty much the majority of my selling. Well, I guess maybe show like the 5-minute chart and scroll it back. Where did I do most of my selling? I think it was in here, around this gap. And it was over 700. I've had a couple buybacks already. And that's 700 going down here. Best means other altcoins go up that I buy it from, kind of deal. So it hasn't had that great of a pullback, but it's either going to go way up or way down. And it's just, and I think these coins are just going to have fantastic moves. And they already have had many fantastic moves already. We're in a dartboard rally. I've talked about it for months and months and months, over like seemed like a 24 month range period. Oh, we're going to have a dartboard rally where pretty much everything goes up at some point. Well, we're having that now. We have for like months now. Many coins are doing very, very well against the Bitcoin. We can see here within this one is, but the moves that I think that we can get can be fantastic. Situation like this, you have the range of 150 to like, what's been 600, 700. You break this, you can easily be talking like, this is poor log scale, I think, too, but I mean, yeah, that's only like going 5x or something. We're talking like 100x, 50, 100, 400x moves. That's the realm of all these other altcoins. Again, I'm not going to say it's going to be this one. I'm definitely not going to say this is going to be the one of like 30, 40, 50, 80, whatever good ones to choose from. But between those 40, 50, 60, 80, a lot of them are going to be kicking ass. And are kicking ass right now. But when you look at it from a perspective, if you really don't want to put much into cryptocurrencies, even if you want to put a lot into it for the same deal, I suppose, but do I really want to be into Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin has higher transaction fees to send on the blockchain, and its upside is limited. So if you want to invest like a few hundred or a few thousand, and that's like now whatever low dollars you feel is, and a lot of people do feel that's low. Okay, maybe you turn like 300 into like 800 or 900 or 1,000. Really? Okay. Yeah. And yet, you can talk about coins that can have these like 100, 200x moves. And you talk about getting a $500 coin, and you would get like a 100x move, that's like 50 grand. And you could even you could even north that number, or go higher than that. And at least in the past, we've seen it happen. How recently ago with Dogecoin? It's had a 100x move pretty much already this year. Stuff happens in this world. And a lot of these things are things that are happening just keep on happening over and over again. And all these like 30, 40, 60% moves that can happen fast. So we have 3, 4, 5x moves. Happened in 2017, and happened in like 2015 and all these other previous years. And they're happening again now. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.